Barflies? Welcome to the Barfly Tailgate Show. You already know it's live. It's done by Barflies, for Barflies, and all the other Bears fans out there. We got a nice little show set up for you guys today. We got a special guest coming in. We got some of the I guess 2 NFC North games to talk about. We got some moves to talk about. We got this big Monday night primetime game going up against them Rams to talk about. First joining me in the bar is Mr. Ryan Badgley, Badge of Honor. Badge, what's up, brother?
Yo, what's up, Bobby Bombs, KB, AC? Man, what is this? It's a Sunday, no Bears football. That's right? We're playing Monday night, baby. Yo, let's go. I'm amped. I'm ready. The Los Angeles Rams, the Chicago Bears, 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah, how about it?
Primetime games each time, man. Yo, we're 5-1. It's time for our boys to show up on Monday night. And, yo, let's light it up tomorrow night against this Rams defense, man. I'm pumped. Let's get it, baby.
Got to get after it, man. Got to get after it. Next, we got Mr. Ryan Kirkland Billings, KB in the place to be. What up, KB?
What's going on, people? We back in this thing, baby. Yeah. Monday night football, baby. Prime time. You hear me? Boy, we out here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to be on with you boys, talk a little football with you, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. We out here, man.
Ready to get after this thing, man. This prime time, though, I don't know. I don't like sitting around all day on Sunday and not, like, seeing the Bears game. I mean, it's just kind of boring. Fuck. Hey, and next we got Mr. AC, the bearded Bears fan, Aaron Current. AC, what up, dude?
What's going on, fellas? No Bears football on today, so I took advantage and got everything ready for Halloween. We carved pumpkins, watched Hocus Pocus and Nightmare Before Christmas. You know, I was in dad mode today.
Hell yeah, Hocus Pocus, man. I visited where that house is last year, bro.
I'd love to go to Salem and check it out.
Mess. I highly recommend it, man.
For sure.
Dude, I told my wife a few years ago, her and her other friends, they remind me of those 3 damn witches, fucking old bags. She didn't get a kick out of it like I did, but they have old bags. I could just see them all just doing weird shit. But hey, so let's kick this thing off, man. Let's start this off. I know we, if you guys missed it, we had Allen Robinson on Monday. We kind of recapped the Panther game there. So we're not. We'll get into a little of that, but not much. But I wanted to introduce our Nostradamus of a special guest, our special guest who had tweeted out prior to the event occurring was, defense is going to get a pick here. And then he went live on video, and that video blew up, went viral. Like, he woke up the next day and he was, I'll let him tell the story. Ladies and gentlemen, friends of the barroom, we're going to introduce Mr. John Meredith. John, what's up, man?
What's up? Double fisting, boys. Go Bears.
Get it. Damn straight, man. And it's a happy day, right? There's nothing to be upset about. Nobody's heart was palpitating. Nobody needs an AED right now. Like, everybody's just, waiting, man. So, John, welcome to the barroom, dude. Welcome to the Barfly Tailgate Show. I know me and you. Yes, sir. I know me and you have talked a little bit here and there beforehand, but I want you to walk us through last weekend. Walk us through, what you were feeling. Just tell the story, man. Take it. We'll hear it from you. Go ahead, man.
Well, first of all, I don't like watching the Bears games by myself. I love watching the game with my family, with my friends, because they get just as crazy as I do. And as you see, I got the bling bling last week because I knew we were going to win. And I'm sitting in the basement because I had taken a COVID-19 test, so I was being safe and staying home. And me and just the dogs. So I had tweeted out about the interception, and then lo and behold, what happens? It happened. And I just lost it.
Yeah, for sure, man. The video went viral. I know they said that or you were telling me how you woke up in the morning and that thing was just crazy with however many viewers had seen it, and your family members are reaching out to you and telling you like, oh, you're famous.
Right. I was like, that's crazy. That's insane. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? But the thing was, it's just like That's me. That's me at a Sox game. That's me at a Hawks game. That's me at a Bulls game. I mean, I just love my Chicago sports teams. And if 60 other thousand people want to join along, hell, let's go. Let's do this.
That's right, man. Damn straight. I mean, so going through this thing, right, and getting into the game and how everything was working. I think I got a little feedback coming in right now. Let me see something here. Getting into how everything was working, man. What was your thoughts? You know, as in, do we desperately need that turnover to take it, or what was your thoughts on how the game was finishing out and how they came out to play?
Well, our offense has been struggling. Okay, so we got a little momentum going, but the defenses have been saving our ass. I mean, it's just that defense is unbelievable. Now, 1985, I was 21 years old. Hey, we had the baddest defense. I don't care about the steel curtain. I don't care about any Philadelphia Eagles. I don't care about anybody else. But that 85 Bears defense, these boys can play with those boys, and these boys are just as bad as those boys.
Yeah, they are, man. These guys are they're underrated for sure. They're a team that's not that people, you know, they're what they've been called the paper tigers. They've been called all these things, the imposter and this and that. And I know we need to get this offense going, but either way, we're still putting wins up on the board. You know,
yeah.
And at the end of the day, the defense, maybe they're not scoring as much as they did, you know, a few years ago in that, but we're still getting W's. They're still a top-rated defense. You know, and they're still getting after it, man. Before we get into, you know, any predictions for next week, why don't you tell us just about your Bears fandom, man? And you know, I mean, because you're a genuine, just, you know, energetic, damn double fisting, freaking gold chain wearing, you know, alligator shoe sliding, just go ahead. Oh, I think we lost him, man.
Yeah, it looks like we lost him.
He'll hop back in a minute. I know he said he was having some issues with his phone. If you've seen him, he was like, you know, trying to push the screen because it kept shutting off on him. Yeah. But dude, this dude is pumped to be on, man. He's a great dude. I've been chatting with him back and forth. He's also prior military dude.
Wow.
And you know, he's just been.
There we go. We'll pop him back in, Bobby.
All right, cool.
There he is.
Sorry.
No, it's all good, man.
So back in the 60s, we had a team that was 1-13, and Doug Buffone, I mean, man, we had some players on that team, and I mean, it's just, that's when it started. I mean, my uncles, my dad, everybody, they'd watch the little, listen to the radio and just scream and yell, and it's just like you pass it on. And
yeah,
I don't know, man. It's just when my first time walking into that stadium, being a military veteran, when you walk into that stadium means something for everybody that gave their lives for our country, every veteran that's serving, even the military. Now, I'm just getting too damn excited. I want to go to the stadium right now.
I know. I know, man. Me too. And that, like, I went last year, or no, yeah, I did go last year. That's what me and KB went for the preseason game before I went to before I went to Japan. But then the year before that, I went to the damn game where we had clinched it against the Packers, and just being there early, man, and you know, walking around the stadium and doing that sort of thing, and seeing all the, you know, just the statues and the stuff for the service members and that, dude, it's touching, and it's a different feeling, and it's just kind of, I guess, humbling, you know, to be there doing that thing.
You know, the thing is, though, and back in the 60s, that place, they used to hold stock car races.
Yeah.
Inside. And we actually went to a couple of them at night. But my brother gave me a gift on my birthday, and it was the Army-Navy game. Check this out.
Hell yeah. Look at this little man cave he's got. Nice, man.
Oh, yeah, nice setup.
Yeah.
Army-Navy game, 1926. 130,000 people inside Soldiers Field. My brother gave me this for my birthday. And the crazy thing about it, this game was played on my birthday, November 27th. I started crying when he gave this to me because, I mean, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah. It definitely is, man. That's awesome. You got the birthday coming up too, huh? You gonna try to make it to a game this year, or are you staying back?
No, there ain't nothing like that happening out here. Not the way this stuff's going out here. I mean, I'd love to go to a game, but you know what? Watching people go to a stadium with maybe 1,500 people, nuh-uh. I want to go with 60,000 screaming Bear fans, tailgating, drinking, partying, loving the Bears atmosphere. Because I'm telling you right now, when I go to the games, I sit in the north end zone, first row.
Okay.
And the thing is, the Bears take care of the veterans. So veterans can apply for tickets, and they get a little discount, and they put veterans in either north or south end zone, first 10 rows.
Nice.
You get one game. And I'll tell you what, nothing's better. And I've been to a lot of games. I take my wife. My wife, she's just as big as a fan as I do. But when the games get tight, she walks out of the room because she can't take the pressure.
That anxiety, huh?
Here's the thing. I love taking people to games that never been before because you get to see how they appreciate it. And that's what I appreciate. So
yeah.
So I got to tell you, I'm probably the furthest away from Soldier Field. Maybe AC we might be close in how far away we are from Soldier, but my first experience there was like no other sports experience I've ever experienced in my life.
Man, it's beautiful.
Amazing.
It's beautiful.
Amazing.
And
nobody does it.
But I'm sorry.
Nobody does it like the Bears. I mean, Jim Cornelison, it was a home opener. Playing Green Bay. Cornelison singing the national anthem twice. Both times I've been has been home openers. Wow.
I was at that
it's
game.
just amazing.
I was at that game. 10-9.
Oh, no, it was 2015 against Green Bay and then 2017 against Atlanta. The 2015 against Green Bay, we got shellacked. But the Atlanta game was the close one where Glennon hit Howard. Yeah.
And he dropped it.
That game last year, opening day, our first game was a 10-9 game that we just couldn't do anything, but we were holding them down too.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, that was I've met Bears players before, but I stood in line to wait to meet them. But my favorite guys are the offensive defensive lines because those boys have to strap it up and they have to hit and play 100% just blasting each other the whole game. Those are the guys that are hardworking construction worker, blue collar guys. That's what I love. I love the line. So one of my favorite players is Roberto Garza. I was supposed to take my nephew to see Roberto Garza. He was doing an autograph signing in Chicago at a liquor store. It was like 40 below zero. The weather was bad. I tried to drive out there, and there was no way it was going to happen. And I felt so bad for my nephew because he's a Pop Warner player, and I wanted him to meet Roberto Garza. So we go to the Packers game, and I'm standing in line at gate 8, and I got Garza's jersey on. And then all of a sudden, this lady taps me on the shoulder, and she says, "Excuse me, I think you and I are the only one wearing my husband's jersey." I turn around, freaking Roberto Garza standing right behind me.
Wow.
I mean, the dude, it's not just because of what he does on the field, what he does for the community. I mean, the charities he helped out with, he signed it for me.
Nice.
That's awesome.
He signed a jersey for me. And actually, I'm telling my nephew this live. This is your jersey, Buster. I'm giving it to you.
Oh, yeah. Wait, is your nephew's nickname Buster?
Yes.
Dude, that was my nickname when I was growing up. If you look at like my handle in that, it's Chi-Town Buster on my stuff. And then even my dad, every now and then he's in the chat. He's always like Buster or whatever. That's crazy, man. Only in Chicago.
Yeah, but you know what though? I mean, it's just like all this stuff I've collected in my man cave, relatives, friends, they've all donated stuff, and it's just great memories. But nothing when you walk in a stadium. I mean, I'm excited right now just talking about sports.
Yeah,
and I probably watch too much sports because I don't keep up on anything else. I just want to know who won, who lost. The World Series, I'm watching that, but watching the Chicago Bears running out of that tunnel from 1962. Well, maybe not 1962, but my first game was in '69. But to watch them guys run out of that tunnel, and even to watch them guys run out of the tunnel today, it's like just a pride, like the Marine Corps pride. I mean, we're always faithful. I'm always faithful to being a veteran. But to be a Chicago Bear fan, I mean, man, it's just, I love it. I just love it. I'm sharing it with my grandchildren. Now, I hope my granddaughter, my son and his girlfriend don't get mad. One day I'm in the garage and I'm, using some vulgar language, and she's sitting in the kitchen. And I'm like, hey, how you doing, baby? She's like, bear down, motherfucker. I'm like, wow. What did I do?
I love it.
I mean, no, she just heard us screaming in the garage and everything. And then she had her little bare head on, and she just went, when she said that, I mean, I was shocked. Inside, I was like, hell yeah, yeah. I just want my grandchildren to enjoy what I've enjoyed, what my parents have enjoyed with me. I mean, yeah, it's beautiful. I love being a Bear fan. I love Chicago. Chicago's my life. Everything about it is beautiful.
Yeah, definitely, man. And it's like, the Bears catch us in these seasons, man, right? That's either a really good season, or it's like, really high hopes, or it's like what's going to happen, and we're behind Fox going 3-13, but the backing them never really changes. You know what I mean? You're still a fan through and through, and you're still loyal, but you start wanting to like pop people off on the team, like get rid of this guy, get that guy out here.
I know, and I'm going to apologize to our field goal kicker, Santos. Man, I was ripping this dude because, I mean, I'm not even going to say nothing bad about him. This dude is putting him through the uprights. Yeah. Eddie Pinero, I don't know, bro. I mean, this dude's hitting him from 55 yards. Yeah. I was at the double doink game. As much as I hate to talk about that fucking game, I never seen 60,000 people sober up at one time when that guy missed that fucking field goal.
Yeah, man.
He missed one today, too.
Oh, man, dude. There was one Philadelphia Eagle fan standing in a group of Bears fans, and he was talking shit.
I would have punched him.
I don't even want to tell you what happened to him, but it wasn't good. It was bad, real bad.
An Eagles fan talking shit, that's not very...
When you go, there's like 50 guys standing around. I'm like, what the fuck's the matter with you, bro? You're going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, dude, I would have laid his ass out, because right behind Packers fans for me is Eagles fans.
But even Packers fans at games aren't that bad. They don't really talk a lot of shit. They're kind of neutral.
Right. You know what though? Nothing. The only thing that I hate is like when fans, throw shit at fans wearing jerseys, or what, they're cheering for their team. I mean, you get drunk and then you want to act crazy. That's not cool. I just like to go to the stadium, and enjoy the game. But I mean, that extracurricular activity is uncalled for. I just, I don't know.
I agree.
What are you gonna do?
Like the violent part of it, I agree. But like, there's always some good shit talking, and people can have fun back and forth and talk shit. You know what I mean?
I can talk shit with the best of them. I'm letting you know that right now.
I'm sure you could.
You bring it, I'm giving it right back. I can take it. Yeah. I can take it. Yeah. But I'm telling you what, if we beat you, I'm in your ass, buddy.
Hey, so I know we brought up Santos, and Santos might be somebody that we have to rely big upon this coming week, man. Or not this coming week, but for tomorrow night. Both these teams are coming with some top defenses, man, and we might need him to come out and go 4 for 4, 3 for 3, and be the difference maker in this game, man. How do you see, John? How do you see this game playing out? And and what do you think? Give me what's your score prediction on this one?
27-13 Bears, baby. 27-13 Bears. Cordero Patterson gonna take one to the house. That's my dude.
Hell yeah. Hey,
Nostradamus called it.
Yeah, like we said, you're the Nostradamus, man. So far, so good.
Tell it like it is, and if they lose, I'll eat the crow. But until then, you got to listen to my ass till that game is over.
Perfect, man. Perfect. So, hey, last thing for you though. What is how like I know going on, or the video going up through Bleacher Report and just going all over the place and blowing up, man. How's the kids and the grandkids and everybody taking it? Are they just like, hey, look at this, look at that? How's it going around the house?
I mean, I got relatives calling my parents saying, "Is that your son on the internet acting like a nut?" You're damn right it is. All day, baby, Chicago Bears. Now, you know what? We're not just beer drinking, beef sandwich eating Bear fans. Well, maybe we are, but I don't care. Go Bears, baby. I love you guys.
Hell yeah, John. Dude, we greatly appreciate you joining us, man. Semper Fi, brother. I love having you on, and we need to make this a thing, dude. We need to hit you up a couple times a year, bring you back, during the season, and and keep this thing going, man, because it's always a pleasure, just talking with you and now bringing you on here, man.
Thank you guys so much. I want to say hi to my beautiful wife, Kim.
Oh, yeah.
Been with her 36 years. Thank you for putting up with my bullshit. Hey, guys, looking forward to it again. And you know what? Let's go, Bears. Kick that ass tomorrow.
Bear down, brother.
Yeah.
Bear down, man.
Bear down, John. We
Bear down,
appreciate
baby,
you
bear
coming
down.
on, man. Well, I'll hit you up later, man. I appreciate everything, man, and we'll talk soon. Dude, fucking John Maris. What a great fucking dude, man. He's I mean, and he's just so energetic, man, and fun to have on. It just even through text, like I've been talking with him for like the last week or so, and even through text, he's just energetic, and you're like, hell yeah. And like we found out we got a lot in common, man. I mean, besides the military, just like coaching stuff and just a bunch in common, dude. So great guest to have on, man. I look forward to having him back on again. And and just getting that fired up take, man, because it's one of a kind for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. John's an awesome dude. Happy to have him on. Pretty cool, man, that, the social media shit he got, man. That's freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, and he said he ended up at home and, wasn't able to go out and watch the game, ended up at home watching it, and then it just all came to fruition, man, and there it was. He called it like somebody else called it last week. He called that there would be a pick at the end, and and then there it was. And
listen to this dude.
Hey, I'm just saying, I gotta scratch my own man.
Call something once, and he thinks he's somebody big.
I think you need to go back through bold predictions and see how many we've got so far this year. I mean, I might be over here scratching my freshly manscaped balls, but either way, I'm doing it, man. All right, man. Let's roll into this. Let's roll into this thing a little bit, man. We got the Rams. We're heading out to LA. They should probably already there. I think they landed in there tonight, but heading out to LA and getting after this thing, man. Two top defenses, the 6th and the 7th defense overall. Jared Goff, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. You got a lot of storylines, a lot of little things we can talk about in this game, man. And I mean, I was looking at some things today and looking at this matchup, and honestly, in this whole thing, or not this whole thing, but during the last 2 years that we've played them, nobody's scored more than 17 points. They've been low-scoring games, and back-to-back years, we're looking at defensive battles.
Before we jump into this game, though.
Oh, you got some history.
I mean, no. Well, I got some history, but while we touched on the Carolina game, I don't think we should just bypass it, completely.
Okay.
I think we need to touch on it a little bit because, when we talked to Alan, we're a day, it was a day after they played. Sure. And, here we were, I didn't get to watch anything, really up until late yesterday and early this morning. So before we get too far into this upcoming game, just looking back, the defense, guys, if the Chicago Bears defense, if any of those dudes are watching this, keep balling. Just rewatching the game, man. Akeem Hicks, Khalil Mack, Bilal Nichols, Tyshawn Gibson, Kyle Fuller, Jalen Johnson. If Kyle Fuller isn't in running for Defensive Player of the Year, none of this means shit. Because Kyle Fuller is balled out. The penalties called on him in that game, total bullshit. Complete bullshit. Kyle Fuller, man, keep doing you, dog. Like, you're playing phenomenal. You're playing lights out. Horrible calls made on him. Another opportunity for Eddie Jackson last week with a pick six. A terrible call that in the beginning of the game, and we asked Allen about that earlier this week, about the no call on Allen that they called on that pick
on
six.
Fuller. Yeah.
It's the same shit. Like, terrible. Just NFL officiating. Get your shit together because you look like shit right now.
I was
actually not good.
Go ahead, AC.
Just be consistent with your officiating.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're going to not call it in the first quarter, don't call it in the third or fourth whenever that play happened. I can't remember off the top of my head. Buster Skrine. We talked about him last week. He was he got the game ball as a defensive player. Man, he was in on some plays this past game too. So Buster, keep balling. He made some big plays in the backfield in the run game as well as the pass game on a screen. The only thing I can say with these guys is pressures are great, but we got to get to the quarterback, fellas. You know, looking at this Carolina game, we were in the backfield a lot, but we weren't getting to Teddy. We got to hit the quarterback. That's all. I just wanted – I got some history too.
Yeah, I was gonna say real quick. Speaking of that, man, Teddy was slipping a lot of the sacks, man. A lot of the climb in the pocket and taking off. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of starting to be an issue. But I mean, you look at what we got coming up this week, you won't really have that much of that same issue. But I mean, go ahead with the history. Go ahead with the
all right. I figured it was coming.
Before we move on, shout out to DHC, man.
Oh,
that man, 2 weeks in a row.
What? I had that in my notes too. DHC 2 weeks in a row, man. Ending ball games. This time with the pick. That's how you do it. That's the icing on the cake, man. Good call, AC.
The ball-saving play of the game, right, Bob?
The ball-saving play of the game. Sponsored by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com right now and get 20% off by using using code BARROOM20. You'll get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Get over there, code BARROOM20, 20% off, free shipping. You know, the number one tool. The number one tool for your family jewels.
So, looking at the history between these two teams, the Bears lead the overall series 54-37. There's actually been 3 ties between the Bears and Rams. Hell no, I didn't go back and look up when they were because, to be honest, I don't give a shit. It don't matter right now.
They weren't the LA Rams then. They were the St. Louis Rams, so that doesn't even count.
Well, they might have been.
They could have been the LA Rams prior.
Yeah, I guess it could have been. Yeah, I guess it could have been beforehand.
So the Rams won the last matchup 11-17-19. So, a little more than a year ago, 17-7. And it's the 3rd year in a row that we will play the Rams.
Yeah.
So, this is this history, man. I mean, 2 years ago in 2018, the Bears took it to the Rams, and it was that's Santa's sleigh right there. Who was the lineman that they turned into a tight end that
Bradley Sowell.
Oh, yeah, Bradley Sowell. See, I couldn't even remember his goddamn name. That's how much he didn't do shit the rest of the time he was in Chicago.
They tried to transfer him to a tight end.
Yeah, that's my point. So, clearly, this coaching staff, the guy makes a touchdown catch, and all of a sudden they're like, well, he caught the ball really well. Let's make him a tight end. I don't know what
Bobby
this says about
made
the
a pretty good
catch. But anyway, it's going to be a good game, guys. I mean, I think, a lot of people are overlooking the Chicago Bears. I mean, you see it week over week. I know the Bears post the game picks off of their website, and you see it week over week where, even people who are in the Bears media are picking against this team.
Yeah.
I ain't even going to mention the guy that picks against him every week because everybody knows about it and nobody cares at this point. But, yeah. Oh, bless you, KB.
I'm allergic
bless
to
you,
bullshit.
man. Those allergies. I get it, man.
I know, man. COVID.
But this team, this matchup with this LA team, this is going to be a tough test But
I mean,
me,
is it really though?
Well,
I mean, if there's a paper
tiger,
isn't the perfect fucking paper tiger the Rams right now?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. They've beaten the teams in the NFC East.
Yeah, that's it. The worst freaking teams in all of NFL. Yeah. That's the only teams they've beat, and then they lost to the Niners. You know what I mean? And the Bills, and like they're just if there's a real paper tiger, like sure you could be a top freaking 10 defense going against the NFC East, but I don't know, man. I'm just saying I think that their fan base is kind of like the same way we're waiting for an offensive explosion. They were waiting for a team to show them that they could do something, right?
Yeah.
Or we're waiting for more of a consistent offense. They're waiting for a team to show them that they could beat a good team. They lost to the Bills. Then they turned around last week and they got embarrassed by the Niners last week. So who have they beat? They beat the NFC least, and that's it, man. And now all these people are still, Jared Goff and the Bears are a 6-point underdog or whatever. And it's just ridiculous the way that this thing's laying out. And I honestly, I'll save it for score predictions, but I think this is definitely a statement game for the Bears. And Allen Robinson was on the show on Monday. He's like, we need a big just eruption, a big offensive eruption game. And I think if our defense can come into this one, man, and do what they do, and the offense could actually get after it, right? I think this game is just going to just erupt, man. But I don't know. I know I cut you off, Badge. My bad, but.
No, you're good, dude. I was just going to say that Alan talked with us on Monday, and then he had his press conference with the media on Thursday, or maybe it was Friday. I don't know. My days are off. But, they are expecting a breakout, and they are to the point in that locker room at this point on the offensive side of the ball where, they're not pointing fingers, but they're saying, hey, if you're slacking, you got to pick it up. That's to me is a good thing. I know a lot of times people look at that as something that's not a positive thing, but you know what? Guys on that offensive line aren't playing well. We talked about it last week. Now, we're not in the name calling business on this show. So to me, they're playing bad. Is it frustrating? It's absolutely frustrating. You look at the first 3 games of the season, our run game was definitely a lot better. But it's something that they're working on. And how can they fix it? Well, against a team like the Rams, to me, I think that you're going to need to, if you're not going to be able to run the ball, then you need to use that short pass game. What that means to me is slants, hooks, screens. Wide receiver screens is something we're not successful at. So maybe even leave those out and work the quick game with the slants. You know how Allen Robinson is in the short pass game. Use him effectively. Same thing with Jimmy Graham, Cole Komet. Let's get these guys the football. Demetrius Harris, these tight ends in short passing windows for a short gain. If it's 3rd and 4, or less. If you don't want to run the ball, aren't comfortable running it, put 2 tight ends on the field. Put 3 tight ends on the field and a solo receiver.
I was listening to Buffon 55 when he was talking to the Rams guy, and he said last week that's what the Niners did. They got the ball out quick, and they got them going sideways. You know what I'm saying? If Aaron Donald's not able to rush the quarterback right away, you get it out and you get them running sideways. Then they've got an issue because they've got Aaron Donald, who is probably a future Hall of Famer on the D line, and they've got Jalen Ramsey at corner, who is perennial Pro Bowler at the least. So if you get, but where they struggle is at linebacker. So if you get these linebackers looking this way, trying to chase these screens down, then you might have a shot to bust one open. That's the way I see this game playing out. But I do worry about some of their weapons that they have on offense with Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. But our defense has shown the ability to shut down these receivers. Look what they did just last week in Carolina. Robbie Anderson was going off this season, and they shut him down. And DJ Moore was having a nice little season.
Yep.
And other than a big pass interference bullcrap call against Jalen Johnson, we blow that team out. Or, well, not blow out, but, I mean, we went by 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Because they gave them like 50 yards on that pass interference and put them right at the 1. So,
yeah.
I've got faith in our defense, and Jared Goff doesn't have the escapability that Teddy Bridgewater had. And, I mean, we saw what we did to Tommy down there in Tampa when he couldn't escape our rush.
So
I was waiting for you, KB. You look like you got something, man. What you got?
You know, you look at it, man. You look at this defense. Arguably playing just as well as that first year we had Nagy. Dominating. You have a rookie on one side that should be in the running for defensive rookie of the year. And you have Kyle Fuller, who should arguably be defensive player of the year, or, you know what I'm saying, in the run.
Mm-hmm.
We're going against Goff, who's been terrible playing us for whatever reason. It's like whenever he plays the Bears, he sees the bright lights. He can't get away from the rush.
Yeah.
So ultimately, we all know what this comes down to. We know for the past 2 years we haven't even scored 20 points, but we found a way to beat them once. What is Nagy's plan? Nagy's the offensive play call. You know, you seen the blueprint last week to put up multiple points against these dudes. Like y'all said, Paper Tigers, y'all beat the NFC least. Who gives a damn? Yep. What the most wins in their division is what, 2? Maybe 3?
Yeah.
The Rams are exactly that. Go out, bust the Rams' ass. I've watched 2 games today. 2 games. I'll sit there and say we getting talked about the most. You know what I'm saying? The least. We get disrespected. Packers game. They're talking about the Bears in the Packers game. Tampa Bay game. They're talking about us in the Tampa Bay game.
Yeah.
That defense is catching people's eyes, man. But this is that statement game, man. This is that game you got to come out. You have to show we can beat teams that they say are better than us. Even though
I think our defense feeds off being disrespected, though.
They have to. We embarrassed Tampa Bay. The only thing that kept us from being talked about majorly was the fact that we didn't put up more than 20 some odd points.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay got embarrassed. That's what the facts are, man. But at the end of the day, it comes down to what is Nagy's game plan? What are you going to do? You have 3 capable tight ends on your roster. You barely use them.
Well, here's something I wanted to mention to you guys that I had in my notes was the fact that Olin Kreutz thinks Cole Kmet should be the starter at this point.
I disagree.
You know, I saw him tweet that out on Twitter. I definitely believe Cole Kmet has been a little bit more impactful in the offense over the last game or 2. Obviously, he had the touchdown reception last week that got us on the board early. You know, I mean, I'm certainly probably not going to go against what Olin Kreutz thinks, but I think having a veteran like Jimmy Graham on the field in multiple situations where, you know, late in the game, it was Jimmy Graham catching the pass, you know, to keep the clock moving and whatnot. Yeah. It wasn't Cole Kmet.
And you don't really even need to, man. Like, honestly, if you want to get him more involved, then get him more involved. He doesn't need to be the starter and put the added pressure on a rookie like that and whatever in order to like be any better. He's here for 4 years. In the Bears' eyes and in the team's eyes, I think that they leave Graham as a starter because he's more reliable as number 1, right? He's definitely more reliable. And then number 2, they sell the fact of why they brought him in here, and people don't shit on him saying, well, you didn't even need this guy. Look at Comet blew up and now whatever, right? You just leave him in that spot and let the rookie learn, dude. I don't think you need to change it up yet.
And I'll say, bro, for just to, you know what I'm saying, to be honest and straightforward, bro, I'm eating a lot of my words on Jimmy Graham. I don't know if y'all remember. I was against that signing, bro.
Me
He
too.
was a wash.
Same, dude.
He was a wash when he went to the Packers. I've been talking about this dude ever since he got blasted by Earl Thomas. He's bummed.
I think I was the only one that liked it.
Yeah, to me, he's a bum. He's a big uncoordinated mother, But for him to come in and be that steady presence right now, man, Graham is making plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he sure is.
I mean, I wouldn't put Comet over Graham right now, but I would sure put him as the 2.
He's looking a lot like New Orleans Jimmy Graham, which is
I don't think there's any way that Comet should be starting though. I don't think that. I think it's uncalled for, especially at that position. At that position, it's definitely uncalled for. Like there's no sense in starting the rookie. Like, why put the pressure on the kid? Let him just keep doing what he's doing, even if he starts. Like just blows up and goes crazy. There's really nothing to give him. Let him still be the kid on the come up. Let your veteran do the starting. You could put him in the second play of the game. He can take more snaps, and still in his mind he's not the starter, and that's okay. There's no added pressure to that. And I think like that's the way to deal with it, man. You don't really have to put a title on it as in he's a fucking starter in order to sell why you drafted a tight end. Put stats up, put fucking touchdowns in, make big time catches, move the ball on third down. That's how you prove why they drafted you there and where they should have drafted you. That's my thoughts about it, man. Overall, right, we got LA's the 7th ranked defense. They're pretty bad against tight ends though. I mean, they're not the worst team, but they're still pretty bad against tight ends. So this could be a big tight end game. It could be a game to where you see a lot of Jimmy Graham, a lot of Cole Kmet. I don't think Lamar Miller is coming up yet. I know it's not official, but Nagy had mentioned in a press conference last week that he thinks that they just want to take it slow with him and get him going. So I think it's going to be a big tight end game. I think you'll see some dumps to Patterson, out of the backfield. I think you'll see that extended running game, if you will, kind of, as they call it, to where you get a short little dump here and there and it turns into a running game. But I honestly think this is going to be a big one for the tight ends, and think that it's where you attack this defense at. I mean, you've seen it last week against the Niners. They kind of got embarrassed by Kittle. And
Kittle's one of the best tight ends.
Kittle embarrasses a lot of people. I get it. But I mean, them being one of either way, them giving up a lot of yards to the tight ends. It's a good day for quick release. It's a good thing to get rid of that ball like that. And I think that might be one of the reasons why they give so much up to tight ends, because teams are forced to go to that quick release game, and the quarterbacks know where that check down is.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I agree with you, Bobby, 100%. In your statements on Cole Kmet and where it don't matter. Like if he comes out each week and catches a touchdown pass, whether it's the first, second, third, fourth quarter, and makes an impact, and it's a positive impact in this game, why does it matter where he was drafted? Right. Why does it matter if he's the starter? To me, if he's making an impact in the game and on this offense, that's the thing that matters overall, I think, in the long run. Is this a guy you've now kind of picked on and he's someone making impact plays, or is he somebody that isn't going to be the guy, that you see in the future? And to that point is, if you haven't read the Dan Wiederer article with Louis Riddick, who's doing the Monday Night Football game tomorrow night on ESPN, I highly recommend it. And Louis Riddick is a guy who, if something happens here to this Bears organization and Ryan Pace ends up out, somebody better have Louis Riddick on speed dial and signing him up. And how he doesn't have a job in the NFL already is beyond me. But this guy, not only does he know personnel, but he knows teams inside and out. And I really think he's a great grader on players. And this article between him and Dan Wiederer is phenomenal. You got to check it out if you haven't seen it. Highly recommended. And if you know Louis, I don't think you'll be surprised with what he has to say in this article related to this Bears team, not only offensively, but defensively as well.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man. Go ahead, AC.
Who's the Rams running back though? Because they use different guys.
Yeah.
Well, you got Darrell Henderson, you got Malcolm Brown, you got Cam Akers. They've got three guys.
They rotate them, right?
Yeah, in that backfield that they use in different situations. And, to me, if you're this Bears defense, where we've struggled is in the run game. Yeah. But last week, I thought we played very well, very, very well in the run game. Obviously in the pass game, I feel like we play well week over week, but last week I thought we played very well in the run game, really did a nice job limiting both of the Carolina running backs.
Tackles weren't there.
Yeah.
And he was leading the league in broken tackles coming into the game. So that's a testament to our defense getting better throughout the season, wrapping ball carriers up.
Yeah, and those are adjustments. There's things that, you're moving Bilal Nichols over from playing defensive tackle. Now he's basically your nose. So he's moving over. He's got things that he did differently as a defensive tackle now that in that 5 technique he's not going to do, or he's going to have to do that he doesn't normally have to do. I think it helps with John Jenkins being back last week as well. So, this team, can you believe this defense is getting stronger? It's getting better.
Yeah.
What?
I think they had to find their way a little bit without Goldman too, but they're getting better against some stout offenses. You know what I mean?
Man.
And they're showing up to play, man. And now you throw them on prime time, and I think it's going to be even more so, and ready to get after it, man. Let's run into this Rams offense real quick, right? We'll do a Rams offense, Bears defense, or Bears offense, Rams defense thing. But before that, you want to do a little. I know we got a picture here of the balls, and from A-Rob and that. And I know you guys. We told you last week or earlier this week with A-Rob on the show. We got a bunch of footballs that A-Rob signed for us. And as soon as we figure out the raffle details and all that, we're gonna go ahead and raffle these things off with a small donation to the Within Reach Foundation. One of these can be yours. A-Rob has signed them all for us, and we're gonna do a certain amount of people, right? And just however many different raffles, so that there's you kind of know your chances, and it's not like.
Well, here's
unlimited.
The thing with this, Bobby, too, is the thing that we've kind of left on the.
Yeah.
It's not just one ball.
No,
it's not just 2.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Is it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Oh my God! There's a dozen of these. We have 1 dozen signed Allen Robinson Barroom Network Badge of Honor footballs.
Yeah,
and they're all up for grabs, and it's a simple donation to the Within Reach Foundation, who we've partnered up with here at the Barroom Network to promote the amazing work that Allen Robinson does off the field. So, guys, it's pretty simple. Just make a donation. I'm not asking you to go out and pledge $500, but if you can, you're my hero. That's fantastic. But you're my hero if you can do $1, 5 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents, $20, $15. If you can help this organization out, whether it's money, time, if you're in the Chicagoland area, please do it, because it is a benefit to the children in the Chicago school districts. I promise you, it's 100% a benefit. So this is going to be awesome. They're autographed. I have them. I've seen them. They're legit. And we're excited about all of this. So get in. It's your chance. You'll see stuff probably starting next week on this. And I know you're going to love it.
You know what, though? You know what I thought of? Well, I guess it was too late anyway. We probably should have sent them 16 balls, so we each could have just kept one for ourselves. But we're not even doing that. We're not even doing that. We're gonna raffle them all off. They're all gonna go. They're all gonna go to.
You say we have 8 balls badge, right?
I think that's what he said. But we're gonna raffle them all off. We're gonna get them out there to you guys. We're kind of working with different things right now on how to set up basically a donation raffle to where we don't have to do anything on our part. We don't take your money. We don't have to do anything. It'll go straight to the Within Reach Foundation. We'll get a thing stating that you entered and donated, and you'll automatically be entered. And for us, I mean, we're a bunch of dumbasses, right? For us, it's a simple click of the button at the end to generate winner, and boom, there it is. We'll have the winner. But we got to work out the details in that. But I think by next week, we should be able to start this. Pay attention. Midweek, you might see it come out from one of the show accounts at Barfly Tailgate on Twitter or one of those, and we'll start getting these things out to you guys. All right, let's run into this Rams offense, man. Jared Goff. We've got Jared Goff the last 2 years in a row, right? How many touchdowns has this man thrown? 0.
None.
0 against the Bears. How many turnovers? 5. 5 turnovers, no interceptions against the Bears the last 2 years. This dude is shaky. He's on shaky ground. He don't want to play us. He does not want to play us. He does not want to go against this front seven. You guys seen they had Akeem kind of limited in practice, and then he didn't practice because of illness. Whatever. I think it was a veteran day, but who knows, man. Luckily, he's good. They took him off of that. He's ready to go. This front seven's coming to eat, man.
Well, he made a tweet that he couldn't breathe, so I think he was really sick. Like, he sent out a GIF that was Mr. Bean, and he blew his nose and he had a tissue stuck in it, and he's like, I can relate, or something to that effect.
Yeah, it's propaganda. It's propaganda, AC. I'm believing that.
I fell for it.
It's propaganda. He's just trying to fool the enemy, man. That's what I'm going with. And we got another test for these DBs, man. Let's first move this into Jared Goff. I know some of the people were commenting in the chat earlier. We appreciate all your guys' comments. We'll share them as we get them, or if you got a question, fire away, man. We'll throw the question in there. But Goff is not really mobile. He's not mobile in the pocket. He's kind of I wouldn't say statuesque, because I think of Phillip Rivers when I say that, but I would say that he's really not the kind that gets out there and gets going, man. So this offensive line for the Rams is coming in. I think they're like 11 in pass block. They're like 7 in run blocking or something along those lines. But either way, they're a little above average, right?
It's a lot better than I thought they were, honestly.
Yeah, but now they got. I mean, but look who they played. I mean, your stats are only against the people you played. That's why everybody, stats lie, man. Stats. You're not going to get the whole story from that. So
I know they got Andrew Whitworth at left tackle, and that man, he played up here in Cincinnati. Like, I feel like he's been playing since the year I was born.
I was gonna say, dude, I think I was in elementary school.
But he still gets it done, man. I don't know how at his age he still gets it done out there at left tackle.
Yeah, I mean,
but is he going against Khalil Mack yet? Oh no.
Right? Is he going against Khalil Mack this week? He was on the injury report with a back.
Look at you and the propaganda belief. I don't even like you.
It's all right.
All I can do is read the information I'm given.
Hold on a second. I'm about to put this dude on timeout real quick. Bam.
Should I mute him?
I just did.
Hey, we gotta put the red square over him, like how they do on that one show. Like you've been blanked out, like you can't talk right now.
Yeah. I unmuted him. I muted him for a second, but I unmuted him. All right, so their running game coming in, right? I mean, they're gonna have to get something going. They got Henderson. Henderson's producing. He's doing well. It's not like he's a bust. He's doing well back there and getting after it. You got our front seven, right? And every now and then they let up that chunk, but they don't give up enough for it to totally be a killer, right? One of the big things you need to do is take the damn ball away. Stop them, control the clock. We haven't really controlled the clock in any games. No. We haven't. I think our time of possession is lower than everybody's that we've played. So to get this team to stop him up. You know, McVay's going to be coming with some tricky type of whatever against the Bears. He's going to try to fool you here and there. What do you guys see out of Henderson? What do you see out of this offensive line? Badge, will come to you first. What do you see out of this offensive line? And can this defense actually just control the trenches and get after it?
Well, I'll tell you this. So the Rams offense rushing is averaging 4.3 yards a carry. I'm not concerned with the rushing attack. What I'm concerned with is there's 3 capable running backs. So then the problem becomes all right, in the first half, you're getting beat up by, Henderson or Malcolm Brown or whatever, and you're tired, and then here come Makers, like, for how they decide to do it.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that's going to be if they can run the football. I'm not confident. I feel I'm not confident in the Rams' rushing attack. I'm not confident in the Rams. I don't want to say I'm not confident in their offensive line because they're not bad. But I just think last week was a stepping stone for our front seven as far as the run game. And I think they've kind of started to figure things out. And it's crazy. I mean, we were talking before the show, and it was like, guys, can you believe this? Like, wait a minute. Our defense is getting better? Like, really? It's week, 7, 6, 7? And they're getting better? They got better. They shut down the run game in Carolina last. So I definitely think we can shut down this run game. While it's formidable, you don't have that breakout star there anymore. So I'm not totally worried with the Rams rushing attack.
Part of that is where we didn't have an off season, really. I mean, these guys weren't able to tackle, and so later on through the season, as their bodies get conditioned to going out there and hitting somebody every week, I feel like that's why we've seen an uptick in our defense, to be honest, especially defending the run. So we'll see if that. I'm pretty confident that will continue as the year goes on. And as I said before, I'm completely confident in our secondary. I really like Cooper Kupp and I really like Robert Woods. But this secondary is legit, bro. I mean, like KB said earlier, you've got what should be a rookie defensive player of the year on one side and what should be a defensive player of the year on the other side. And don't forget about our safeties back there lurking, bro. They both can get their hands on the ball and they both can hit. So, I mean, I love our defense I put our defense against anybody, to be honest.
Man, can I just wax poetic about this rookie real quick?
Get it.
I'm sorry. Can I just wax poetic about it, bro? My man's a second-round pick. He should have been a first-round pick. Everybody said it. We all had the concerns about the show.
Yeah.
You think about everything that he talked about, his interviews before the season, how he can't wait to come up against the Devontae Adams of the world and how he wants to play against these top wide receivers. And without watching them play, it's like, okay, you're doing a lot of chirping for a youngin. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of shit talking that you're doing. You watch this dude play, there's no fear in his heart, man. I'm astounded. He's taking on every comer, bro. Yeah, the game we just had, he got burnt a few times, but then you look at it, you get a bullshit call that they gave a touchdown to the Panthers for. That's one of his worst plays. Yeah, but like I said, he's a rookie. That's the things that are supposed to happen. You got him going up against their best weapon on offense, and he's in his ass. Like I said, with the Bears, it's such a stigma, man. It's such a stigma. Oh, they drafted Cole Comet with their first, second round pick. Oh my God, it's such a horrible pick. Then they picked this Jalen Johnson kid. Yeah. I haven't heard one person sit there and say, what about the Lions drafting my man out of Ohio State? What has he done?
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson's
he's like fourth on the depth chart, bro.
He's having a hard time cracking the starting lineup, and the Detroit Lions secondary is in shambles.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? I don't hear anybody talking about this.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, man. I think I think a lot of us are step for step with you. I think a lot of Bears fans are, man. Jalen Johnson he's a beast.
He's a dog.
And,
He's a dog.
dude, and even after, I think one of the biggest moments for him was after the pass interference call, right? The very next play, they went right back at dude. And he came up, he dove up, stuck his hand in there, broke the play up, got up and did a little, like, go ahead. Like, what else you got? And
he all the smoke, bro.
Yeah, and
you gotta have that confidence as a corner, man. You've got to have that next play mentality, just like a QB does. If they throw a pick, they've got to have that next play. Okay, you got me that time, but you ain't gonna beat me all day. I tell you that.
Yeah, he doesn't let it linger, man, and he just gets right back after it. And then the thing I'm waiting to see, man, is Cooper Kupp coming across the middle and Kyle Fuller putting him back into the damn stand somewhere. Dude,
getting a 15-yard penalty.
Dude, right. The way Fuller has just been hitting, the dude's been hitting harder than anybody I've seen in the NFL this year.
Sean Gibson said that he's the hardest hitting corner he's ever played with.
Yeah, dude, he is just laying waste to people this year. And
I've always said this. I felt like he was going to be a very great safety had we needed another one before we got Eddie Jackson, because he hits like one. He plays like a safety.
Yeah,
dude, they were calling for that. Remember?
Yeah,
when he was up for his free agent deal, people were talking about moving him to safety.
Yeah.
I mean, it was talked about.
Yeah,
this dude's out there just straight Ronnie Lawton. You know what I mean? He is, man. He's
dude,
just
they're clean hits. That's the thing that I don't think people are really like. You're seeing a flag thrown and he's a dirty dude. It's a clean hit. He ain't being dirty.
All shoulder.
That's football.
Yeah, he's definitely, man. Next year, I mean, I know contracts and whatever, right? But next year is a big year for him too. It's not a big year for him, but it's a big year for the Bears to pay him. This is the couple parts of his contract where they get huge, man. So I would hate to see it because just because of who he is and what he's become. But it's going to be a tough decision in this offseason for this Bears team, man. With some of these guys, Mac and the Hicks and Fullers and Eddie, you're giving a lot of money up to these guys, man, and something's going to have to give somewhere, or we're just going to have to find some up and comers that are cheap and just ready to get after it, dude. Because there's no way you're going to lose the whole, the fan base. They're going to go just ape shit if you get rid of Kyle Fuller, And I think that's, Jalen Johnson obviously was brought in to be, the replacement for Prince. But I think that, in their mind, it was, let's get the best out that we can. But towards the end of his contract, we'll decide from there if we want to pay him or if we cut ties. And I think that's how it is for a lot of contracts. But this one, man, this dude is just playing like, hey, get ready to pay me because I'm coming after it,
He's arguably one of the 5 best corners in the league, and it's really hard not to say he might be top 1 or 2.
Dude, I'm telling you, I said it earlier. I think he has to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. He has to be. I mean, if you're a player in the NFL and you're seeing Kyle Fuller and what he's done to this point, and you're not addressing just how good he has been right up until this point, that to me, then if you're anybody who watches this game, you look at what he's done to this point, the penalties that have been called on him are bullshit penalties.
Yeah.
It's not a penalty. Last week, the week before, I mean, they threw a flag on a hit in the Tampa Bay game and picked it up. That's good. That's the one good thing that the officials have done this season is that right there. So, to me, does he have the pick? Does he no. But does he need it? No, because he's doing it in different ways. Like, will a pick come? Absolutely. You know damn well he's going to get the pick. You know damn well he's going to get one he's going to take to the house. So, to me, this dude, with what he's done, to me, and I don't know, maybe guys, I'm looking at things differently. While picks are a huge part of the game, I mean, I'd rather see the pass breakup and force a fourth down and get the ball in the hands of a playmaker than a pick where Fuller, he catches a ball and he's dropped right away. He's not, he's going to get that pick if he's breaking on a route or if it's an overthrown ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not that guy where he gets lucky enough where, it's tipped in the air and he's able to get it. It's him making a play on it. Why? Because he's in the film room and he's that damn good at studying film that he knows where guys are going to be.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, man, I'll throw a name out there that people seem to forget because he wasn't really the interception guy, and that was Darrelle Revis. Darrelle Revis wasn't an interception guy. You just couldn't fucking complete passes on the man, and if you did, you weren't going anywhere. Yeah. You look at it, that's how both the corners are. Fuller will get the picks, but Fuller will also stop you from making the damn catch. And if you do catch it on them, you're not going any damn where. Jalen Johnson has been that in a nutshell since he's been playing.
Yep.
You have two people that are playing that right now I don't care about the picks. And I know that's what they'll sit there and say, they don't have the picks right now. How can they be defensive player of the year? Dude, both of our corners were allowing under 45% completion rate. Bro, at one point you had a better chance at having a better QBR throwing it in the dirt than throwing that Jalen Johnson. Make that shit make sense. I mean, that's enough saying. That's why I said I'll wax poetic about this second round pick all damn day.
Yeah, man.
That dude's been amazing. And then Kyle Fuller's been just oh God.
Top corners in the league, in my opinion, right now, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the competition they've gone against.
Tandem.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I don't think you'll find one, man, especially the quarterbacks that they've faced already. I really just don't think that you'll find one. And I think it's, like we had discussed before, it's a perfect scenario for Jalen Johnson, man, just to come up, to be, to learn, to be challenged. I mean, people are going to throw at him, man. They're going to have to. Who else are going to throw? They're going to throw at Eddie.
That's very true, Christian Solid. That comment down below us. I see Jalen Johnson does a lot of the shoulder, just throw his shoulder at somebody, and you see a lot of broken tackles. But I think he'll get that down with time, or he better.
All right, what about let's step down a notch. Let's move down a notch. What about these linebackers, man? We got this Rams team who relies a lot on Tyler Higbee, right? I think he's got 4 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns this year. They rely a lot on him. He's one of their movers.
He ain't done shit the last couple of weeks though.
Well, last week he didn't. Last week they basically got just shut up. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of how it went for them. But it's also, it's one of their weapons. It's one of their guys that are supposed to be, one of the studs moving this offense downfield. So how do our linebackers cover him? What do you guys see? Do you see us shutting him down? Do you see maybe pressuring him up a little more because of all the pressure that's going to be on Goff and, getting after him? How do we get after Higbee? AC, we'll come to you, man. Who you throwing on him? Go ahead.
I don't know how much you didn't talk on it. I don't know how much they're using him, but I like their other tight end better, to be honest. What's his name? Everett.
Gerald Everett.
Everett.
I really like the way he plays, but I guess they're not using him too much this year. I haven't really looked up the stats. But this will be a big game for Roquan. He kind of got his feet under him this last week and played really well against the Panthers. And I think he'll just continue to improve throughout the year. And Danny Trevathan's starting to get, he'll never be what he was in Denver, but he's playing well. He's playing well. And he's not a linebacker per se, but we talked about him earlier, DeAndre Houston-Carson. They're throwing him in there in nickel situation, dime situations, and he's covering tight ends and backs out of the backfield and stepping up in the absence of
Bush.
Who am I thinking of? Yes, Deion Bush with his injury. So I think we'll be fine. Like I said before, I have complete confidence in our secondary, and it's tough to find a hole in this Bears defense. And I'm sure these quarterbacks are figuring that out.
Yeah. So I did pull it up though. So Higbee's got 18 receptions on 22 targets. He's got 222 yards on the season and 3 touchdowns. So he is, I mean, but behind their wide receivers, right? He is one of their top guys. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know Kupp's got more yards and Woods has got more yards, but he is targeted more than Everett, and Everett doesn't have any touchdowns yet. I just see them actually trying to get that matchup with Danny T, trying to get after it that way. I mean, if you've watched or if you're planning to scheme against this team, you know that it's one spot where you can catch the Bears. You catch them with Danny T covering either the slot guy or trying to cover a tight end man, and we've given up some big plays against that. So if you can continuously get that going, right? From there, who knows? I mean, we seen it against Carolina a little bit, but then Danny started plugging the holes, and they were sending Danny in on the blitzes. So maybe that's the call. Maybe that's the move to make.
That's the one adjustment, though, I've seen, Bobby, is they recognized, we saw it, 2 weeks ago, I think we talked about, hey, Danny should be the guy they're sending on blitz because Roquan is the guy that can
cover,
kind of stay with
sideline.
Yeah. And, so for them to make that adjustment, it's like, okay, here's a way to keep this guy on the field in these situations where he's good at when he blitzes. I mean, admit it, Danny's a good blitzer. So you keep him on the field. Now you spin that and you look at the last 2 weeks, how DHC has ended games.
Yeah.
I mean, he knocks down the pass intended for Gronk and then gets the interception. To have your third string safety coming in and ending the last 2 games on big plays like that, man, what does that talk about depth in that back end?
Yeah.
Like, that's huge, man. That's huge.
Dude, every time you guys mention him, I'm just thinking of that after the game. That I don't know if you guys seen it, but there's a little video, and he's just like, like sitting with the ball, and he's like, yeah,
Did you guys hear his story? What happened though? Did you see that? So one of his best friends, his best friend's mom passed away, and he got word of it right after the game. So he donated the game ball or gave the game ball to his best friend with his best friend's mom passing away right after the game. So, kudos to DHC, man. Big ups, dude. Like, great plays. And then to be thinking about your friend and his mom, after something like that is awesome, man. Yeah,
for sure, man. It is. It's a big move, and it's a badge of honor move.
Totally.
I don't know, possibly, but we could try that later. Try reaching out and see what we get.
Absolutely.
All right, let's wrap up with this real quick. I'm just gonna read it off of here. Their offense is averaging 25.3 points a game. The Bears are giving up 19.3. So who knows? We know how this one's gonna be. I think. I mean, I'm going low score. I'm going with Cairo's foot maybe 3-4 times. I'll go with touchdown, maybe a defensive touchdown also, but I think it's going to be a low scoring event. Do I want to see the offense explode this game? I absolutely do. And I guess there's a chance, but from what we've seen so far, right, going into week 7, what we've seen so far, man, I'm just thinking that it's going to be a low scoring battle, and it's going to be close again, man. It's going to come out again close, and it'll be a nail biter to the end. Rams defense against this Bears offense now. I know we've seen it in the chat. Kenny, I think, said it a little earlier. A couple people were saying, why have we not tried to beef up this offensive line? Why haven't we even got after this or made a move or tried to go after Quentin Spain, tried to get after anybody here? Before we start with that, right, let's go with this. Who's starting tomorrow at guard? Who do you guys think starting? Is it Bars or is it Coward?
Bars. I think Coward's on the. Well, I'm not even gonna say it. I ain't gonna say where I saw Coward.
Yeah, you shut up with your mouth.
Keep that to yourself, Robert.
What you got, KB?
Uh, I'm not like our friend AC here. I haven't monitored the injury news, but I mean, if all things are considered equal, man, I would hope Bars could play. He can go. Uh, to me, he offers the most upside between him and Coward. Like I said, I've said how I felt about it. I felt like if you had Bars at left tackle, I feel like maybe we could have somebody that has a little bit more heart out there. I'm not gonna say any names, but that's just the way I feel. I think Bars would probably be a better option at left guard tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't understand why when James Daniels went down, you went with Alex Bars. And yes, while his first snap or two didn't look that great, I thought after that he was
decent,
played pretty well. You then turn to Rashad Coward, who you benched towards the end of the season last year because he wasn't playing well. To me, it should be Alex Bars. Alex Bars has worked his butt off. I know he's been hampered by a little bit of an injury here and there. But it just didn't make sense to me that it was Coward over Bars when this week approached. I thought Bars stepped in and did a very nice job to close out that Tampa game. And yeah, I get it. His first snap, he looked terrible. It's going to happen. That's his first pro snap, right?
Yeah.
Like that was his first pro snap, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, he was going up against a first round pick in Vita Vea, who's not a slouch at all.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But then after the first, right, he got beat off the ball, whatever. He got drove back, fucking got toppled and whatever.
Yep.
But after that, I think he kind of set his foundation, right? And knew. I won't say that he was great, right, after that, but he was good after that. He did what he had to do. Even before Vea went down, he was still doing well, right? Granted, that's Vea went down, left the game. He got different competition, maybe not the same level as Vea. I think the whole NFL could agree with that. But he just, he still held his own and did his thing, man. So I think it should be Bars. I don't know what they saw or what they felt last week. Maybe it was a nagging injury, right? Maybe he had something was there that he didn't, that they didn't want to put him in and risk hurting him and losing that depth that they could get by with Coward. But I thought Coward got beat, man. I thought he just got beat.
There were a couple plays, man, where he really got, like, sitting here this morning watching the coach's tape. There was a couple plays where he got beat pretty bad. But to me, the problem there is, I mean, look who is to his left. Charles Leno has struggled, and the struggles just continue to get worse. Now, a guy can struggle; it's okay. Hey, you're having a rough go. It is what it is. At this point in time, we just saw a question in the chat. Is Ryan Pace going to address the O-line? Ryan Pace, it's the O-line that's holding you back, man. You've got to make a move, whether it's benching and starting or going out and grabbing a guy to fit the pieces of this offensive line that you can count on, because right now, I mean, guys, I don't know that we could run for 2 yards of play in the run game. And now Aaron Donald is coming in here?
Yeah. I mean, there was if you listen to the Bears podcast, the Joniak one, I forget what it's called, but they actually broke it down into different play sets and how we were moving the ball. There's a certain play set, 3 wide receiver, 2 tight end, I think it was, or maybe it was one.
3 wide receivers, 1 tight end.
Yeah, where we were gaining like 4.6 yards a carry. I heard it the other day, and I didn't look back into it, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I know in the past we said that the Nagy offense is confusing for the offensive line, especially if you're going RPO, because if it's a run, pass option, the damn linemen aren't sure what you're doing.
Right.
right? So they can't fire off and get down, because if they fire off and they're beating the brakes off of the defense and they're pushing the line of scrimmage back, well, now they're an illegal man downfield if we took the pass option. So I'm just saying I'm not giving them an out. I'm not giving them an excuse, because I think we all know that they've been the worst part of this offense. I don't know why it's so much better. The running game is so much better in one set than the other. If it's the play calling that comes with that set, because it's not like they're changing out the linemen. So there has to be something more confident in that play calling or whatever, to where we're so much better in that set than we are other sets. Not really sure. Go ahead.
Just going off of it, you got to take a mental picture of what we're looking at. 3 wide receivers and 1 tight end. You watch, since we've had Foles in that quarterback, the amount of passes we've thrown. So you start to get these defenses that are getting spread out, and then you hit these quick little inside runs, these inside zones, if you will. It's easy to get David Montgomery to get to the line and fall forward 3 yards.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that's what it is. It's we get these spread out defenses now because we're throwing damn near 40 times a game. And defenses have to respect that, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Nick Foles can come out and throw for 200 yards, but he's still throwing the ball 40 plus times. So you spread out for that shit. And that's just the honest God truth. So I feel like that's what it is. I think we're starting to spread defenses out because they know we're throwing. Nobody's going to respect our run game.
Yeah.
Stop the pass.
Yeah, you want to hear something funny? And I know none of us care what they have to say, but you want to hear something real funny? Damn, PFF, and I hate PFF too. One of my buddies sent this to me though. He sent it to me the other day. By PFF stats, how many sacks do you believe Charles Leno has given up?
Wait, time out. Did you just say you were looking at PFF?
Yeah, if you were paying attention when I fucking got to when I did the build up. I was just making sure. If you were paying attention when I did the build up to this, you would have heard me. Oh, just mute yourself again and continue the conversation.
Pin yourself to the wall. That's what you want to do. Pin yourself to the wall.
So I said one of my buddies sent me this stat, and I didn't believe him because we were talking about Charles Leno. And he sent me this thing off of PFF. What do you think? How many sacks do you believe that PFF has Charles Leno listed as given up this year?
I have no idea.
0.
Yeah, I was going to say 0.
It's 0. Yes, PFF has Charles Leno listed as giving up 0 sacks this year. And I believe it's.
Did they watch him against Justin Houston, or?
I don't know, man. And I was like, there's no way. And I literally thought that he had kind of manipulated it and showed me something different than what was actually on there. But I went and I looked, man, and it's what they had. So, but either way, I agree. Leno hasn't played up to where he should be playing. But I honestly think that we're hurting more. You know, if we're putting Coward out there, I think Coward's more of a liability. I think Leno plays some of the stronger people. I think Coward's more of a liability than Leno is. And then this week we got Aaron Donald. And then we got the guy who used to play great against the Packers, you know, who had his big game every year against the Packers, and Leonard Floyd. What if we now become Leonard Floyd's Packers because he just wants to play great against us?
Doesn't he have a couple sacks this year?
He ain't getting no sacks against us. You could put me out there at left tackle and Leonard Floyd ain't getting around me. That's some bullshit. Leonard Floyd ain't doing nothing. He ain't shit. There's a reason he ain't in Chicago anymore. You know why? Because he should be dropping into pass to cover the pass, because that's what he did his whole fucking tenure in Chicago, except for against the Packers.
I mean, we could have moved him inside. You know, he could have been relief for Dane Trevathan. Didn't he do that in Georgia?
Yeah.
They moved him all over that Georgia defense. That's how they got pressure with him.
Yeah, they did for sure. So, but you got Donald, man. We had Donald. I don't know what he got, what it was like last year. I don't really remember how many sacks or whatever he got, and I didn't bother to look it up.
Last year was just a bad game, man. That was like, to me, last year, this game was when we put I put my hopes and dreams to bed. when we lost to the Rams, when we got embarrassed by the Rams.
Well, I mean, we lost by 10.
Yeah, I mean,
But it was
call it
17-7, though.
Yeah, it was 17-7. But either way, we got. I don't. I mean,
right here,
another
this message right here in our little screen right here.
That's why
Aaron
I laughed.
Donald can be contained by my man Tyler Ellis, the Gains report.
Gaines.
I agree
Yo.
with you. He can be contained by Gaines. He cannot be contained by the offensive line.
Wait a minute, hang on.
Gaines in there, let's
Go back to
Hey.
2018 for me. Go back to 2018 for me, right? We had fucking Witzman, right? What was his name? Witzman?
Wasn't it James Daniels?
It was James Daniels that handled him most of the game.
Well, right,
They were
but
like,
it was
we're worried about
Witzman
this.
on the other side, right?
Yeah, he was.
And everybody,
He was.
I can remember, man, Bobby, we were all nervous as shit. We were like, oh man, I don't know how this is gonna go. I think Aaron Donald can be handled. We've done it in the past. You have to have a plan for this man, because otherwise he is going to wreck your damn day. And guys, let's be honest here. While Nick Foles hasn't put up, outlandish wow numbers, things feel a little bit better with him running the offense versus Mitchell Trubisky.
100%.
Yeah.
If we don't protect
Right.
Nick Foles this week from Aaron Donald, guess who might come into the game? Mitchell Trubisky. Right? So we somehow, I don't know if that's keeping a tight end in and two tight ends in, whatever we're going to do, keeping a back in, we've got to protect Foles because he's not as mobile, obviously, as we all know, as Mitch. So the protection has to be there. But then you flip it the other way. Well, Jared Goff ain't mobile either. So
Aaron Donald has never sacked Nick Foles ever.
well, there's a first time for everything. So I'm pretty sure it's probably going to happen this week, but hopefully it's the only time.
And that is not a PFF stat. That's a true.
Yeah, that's the
statement.
truth. Yo, 2 weeks ago, this dude had 4 sacks in a game. I'm hoping that doesn't happen tomorrow night, because if so, that means we're 5-2.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can contain him. I think we can too. I don't disagree with him. I think we can. I mean, I'm sure he'll probably get a sack. I mean, he's a baller, dude. He'll probably get a sack. But
Not a doubt.
the thing is, it can't be a strip sack. It can't be a oh shit, here's the pressure, throw it up. Just take the fucking sack. You know what I'm saying? At that point, don't just throw a pick to Ramsey, and in hopes of making something happen. But I think that these are some of the teams that we play, like the big name teams are the teams that we play really well against, where they have people like this. It's always been a close game with the Rams the last 2 years with the McVay and Nagy, whatever head-to-head battles. And I think we're going to see something here, man. I think we're going to see this offense move. I think we're going to see a cleaner game, even though last week was pretty clean, man. I mean, I think we had 3 drives that were over 10 plays apiece, or 10 plays. We had 3 drives that we scored on like in a row. You know what I mean? It's starting to come together a little bit. And for it to come together on this stage, I think we'll also put into the minds of people who aren't Bears fans that are like, what the hell is the media talking about, saying that these dudes are just lucky or whatever.
You know what's funny, Bobby, is I've been thinking about this week, and I think back like to 2018, right? And in 2018 we go 12-4, like, right? We were 12-4. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
We're 12-4, and every week we were doubted, week over week over week. Nobody expected us to do shit. Even when we opened up a 2-game lead in the division, and, we were hosting Green Bay at home, where if we won, we win the division, and everybody was like, oh man, Green Bay is going to go in there and whoop this Chicago team's ass. We just don't get the respect that other teams in this league get. And we have to earn it, and we have to earn it the hard way. We did it in 2018. We're doing it now. We're sitting here at 5-1. Have they been pretty? No. Have we been sitting here and looking at stuff and going, man, wow, we need to improve here. Whoa, I can't believe this was this bad. I know I lost my shit on special teams, after last week or 2 weeks ago, and Joel E.A. Booniway missing a block and whatnot.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're finding ways to win. And to me, that's what matters more than anything. Is it pretty? No. But we're coming away with wins. And what that builds is confidence, not only in your defense who's playing lights out, but your offense as well, because they're able to do enough to get enough points to win games, even if the defense doesn't score. And I think that's the thing that's most important, is do enough to win games. And that's what we're doing, is enough to win games.
Yeah, that's all we have to do, man. It's all we really have to do. And I'm okay with it, right? And we all know that every Bears game, I mean, I don't know how long everybody in the chat's been Bears fans, though, but you guys all know there's way more games during the season that we win by 7, or less, or 10 or less, that are nail biters than there is blowouts. Yeah. If you're a Bears fan and you're expecting the Bears to just beat the brakes off of somebody, you're in the wrong building. Like, that doesn't happen here. We win games, right? We maybe once a year we have just a blowout game to where we just put it on somebody. But we all know the next week it's okay, back to basics. Like, here we go.
Yeah.
It's time to nickel, dime, defense, shine. That's it. The offense is nickel and dime, and the defense is shine, and that's how we're gonna win. And that's just the way it goes with this team, man.
Yeah, I totally agree. And if we're winning games, man, it don't matter how. It doesn't matter how.
Cole said at the end of the game last week, when he said, look, the great teams, they find a way to win these close games. The not so great teams, they might have some pretty wins, but eventually they'll be exposed. And can they win the close ones? We know this team can win the close ones. We've seen it. And I agree with Nick Foles 100% on that. I mean, we saw it with that team up north. They had a lot of pretty wins. I think they had a pretty win today, but when they faced that Buccaneers defense last week, it wasn't so pretty.
Yeah, definitely, man. So we were looking at this thing, right? Let's move on. I don't think we're going to get – so back to Bears offense, we said earlier, we don't think we're going to get a Lamar Miller appearance in this game. Nagy had said earlier in the week that he's slowly working his way in. They wanted to get him some practice. They wanted to get him going. They really want him to know this defense or know this offense and get going.
I just got to say this. Why is everybody clamoring for Lamar Miller?
I just think he's another weapon. I think he feels.
He ain't going to make a difference right now. The O-line isn't opening holes for anybody.
I think he will, though. I mean, did you think that this offense changed when we lost Tariq?
I mean, I don't think so. What have we done any different?
Tariq would have been huge in a game today or tomorrow.
I feel like losing Tariq, you lose that explosive aspect, because you know that you either get feast or famine with him. It's either I'm going to run 3 yards to the out of bounds line, or I'm getting this shit and I'm taking off.
I'm starving, bro. Because Tariq has made some splash plays throughout the course of his career, but he's not a consistent playmaker for me.
He's not
at all. So
like
to me,
he might not be, but he's also one of the biggest. I'll be honest, one of the biggest home run threats we have.
Absolutely, and to me, he's another. And I hate to say this because I love him, Cordero Patterson. He's a gimmick guy. You know what I mean? Like he's the type of guy that defenses have to plan for because of his speed.
Yeah.
And to me, I just don't. When he was on the field this season, there wasn't enough for me. I felt like he was hitting his stride in that Atlanta game when he got hurt. He was used the most, I feel, in that Atlanta game. And then the punt return, boom. He had just really started. Foles comes in, he finds him. They pick up a big chunk of yardage. Yeah, man. I don't know. I just don't think. And I'm sorry, Bobby. I don't mean to I'm not
you're good.
questioning you. I've just seen it on Twitter and Facebook. Where's Lamar Miller? At this point, I just don't feel like what's the matter.
I think a lot of it comes down to having another guy, right? Is CP really a running back? I mean, I don't think he's really a running back. I think he can be, but I don't think that we make him that. I think that Lamar Miller, depending on the Lamar Miller we get, right? I think that he could definitely put a jump into this team and put a spark.
When's the last time Lamar Miller took an NFL snap? Did he play last year?
Last year is when he tore his ACL, right? In the preseason. And then, so I guess it would have been last year's preseason. But Lamar Miller also was under Bill Lazor. He was under the Bears running backs coach. He's got some relationships with coaches on this team and with, people who are designing plays for him. So, I think that's the main reason they grabbed him, because there's a familiarity with him and how to go about using him in the offense. And why not? I mean, if he's on the team, if he's on the roster, why wouldn't you want him? Why wouldn't you want him?
Well, I feel like he's definitely an upgrade over Nall. So
yeah.
What?
Yeah, so that's where I'm at with it.
I agree. Yeah. He's an upgrade over Nall. I definitely would agree with that for sure.
Yeah, and he's coming out of the backfield, man. He's a good catching back. He's solid in the fucking pass game. And I think that when your O-line is busted, and I know I get everybody saying I'm not taking shots at people, but I get people saying that in the chat like Lamar Miller won't matter because our O-line sucks. That short passing game is an extension of the running game. That's how you do it when your O-line sucks. And in order to add this dude to the fire and get him going, I think that's why not use him? So that's where I'm at.
About 2 weeks ago, man.
I'm not going to buy a Lamar Miller jersey, fucking pump the brakes. I'm just saying that I think the dude needs to come out and play the damn game.
How about 2 weeks ago, Bobby? Right? We were talking about it on the show 2 weeks ago. Got to use the short pass game, right? Yeah. And what did they do? They started throwing those wheel routes to Patterson and Montgomery.
Yeah.
Right? And
touched by Foles on those throws.
And that's what they're going to have to do this week. Very similar. I had in my notes that the quick game is going to have to be a major impact in this game this week. I mean, you're going to have to run the slants and the hooks and the curls and, those short intermediate routes to move the football against this team and hopefully catch them off guard with a run. I will say speed-wise out of the backfield, do we miss Tariq Cohen? Absolutely. And the reason for that is because if Tariq gets a hole and has a little bit of space, the dude is fast. And with Montgomery, you're not going to get him breaking away from anybody.
So that's where I'm at. I don't know how many Montgomery's solid running back. I think he could be really good with a good offensive line or with an average offensive line. Our offensive line is not average. They're below average. But Montgomery in the passing game is not going to smoke check linebackers. I'm hoping that Lamar Miller in the passing game can add that additional speed and can beat a linebacker like that. And that's where I'm at with it and wanting whatever, right? Mike Iverson in the chat, use Miller to breathe Montgomery. Dude, there's no way I would do that. I can't do that. You throw Miller in there with two, I won't say questionable, but two rehabilitated shoulders and you put him in a running back position, dude. I don't think I want that. I get it, Miller.
What's the hate on Montgomery? That's my question.
No speed.
He's talking about Lamar Miller or anything?
That's what it is. Nobody.
Maybe.
They respect him because he's not fast.
Hold on. Yeah, you're right, AC. My bad, Iverson. He probably is talking about Lamar Miller. And I was like, wait, Anthony Miller, get the fuck out of here with that.
Well, wait, what's the hate on Montgomery, though? Because here's my thing. Our boy Barlissimo, George Bayless.
Yeah.
The dude just put out a great breakdown on David Montgomery. And if you guys in the chat are unsure of why Montgomery is good, man, just search Barlissimo on Twitter and go watch that breakdown because George broke it down on why Montgomery is the best back for this offense and why he can succeed in it and why he should be the guy here. I just don't get the hate. It's not him.
I'm telling you, it's the fact that
people just see
they want to see home run hits. That's all they want to see. They don't want to see a decent back.
Did you just say the hate on Montgomery is ridiculous? I was just kidding.
There was no mention.
Old joke. All right, let's get to these wide receivers, man. I know we're about about a little over an hour and a half in. Let's get to these wide receivers. A-Rob, A-Rob should be maybe going up against Ramsey, depending on how they move.
Ramsey's been playing in the slot though.
Yeah, that's how I was. But they're not going to put Ramsey on Mooney, are they? Are they going to put Ramsey on Miller? I don't know.
Here's my first question to you guys, right? So you look at this Bears team and you look at the wide receiver core. Who's the first guy you think of? Obviously, it's our boy, Allen Robinson, right?
Yeah.
But then after Allen,
Darnell.
who's the guy that solidified himself as the
Cash Mooney, baby.
Cash Mooney, baby.
So he's solidified as the 2?
I put him
right
at
now.
2.
He's the second best wide receiver we got.
So I had this conversation last week with Gaines and them, with Gaines and John and Aldo on Bear Football after the game, and you can catch it after the game on Monday night. They'll be live as soon as the whistle blows, fourth quarter's over. Get back over, get to the bar room. They'll be there doing Bear Football. But Mooney, I don't care where he's listed, right? It's kind of the same conversation we were having about Jimmy Graham. Comet earlier, I don't care what he's listed on the depth chart right now. Mooney has more snaps. He's taking more fucking snaps. He's got more targets. I mean, in my eyes, that makes you a number 2. If Mooney had more of that though over A-Rob, would he be the number 1? No, I don't think he would. The number 1 always comes with a big name and a proven track record of this dude can get the shit done, right? The number 2 in my eyes is a guy who's getting the second amount. He's getting the second bulk of the deal there. So I don't know. That's the way I look at it, and whatever. Other people might see it different. Sometimes people look at it as who's getting paid what. And that's the number 1, number 2, and go from there. But I think Mooney has really just blown up into this thing, man. And I think he's taking it all in stride. We said on Bear Football last week, right? Rookie wide receiver gets underthrown twice so far this season to where, now I'm not saying twice in total. I'm saying twice in where the defense was going to pick the ball off. Mooney came back on both plays and turned into a damn DB and broke up the interception, man. That shit isn't taught. That's not shit that they turn around and do all the time, right? That's a kid's just football mentality and his skills to where he knows I got no chance on this damn ball.
A lot of receivers will throw their hands up and get mad.
And then look for a flag, and they're like, "Oh, what? There was a push off. There was a push." This kid has become, I think, a lot more of this team than what people see, right? I think for us and for a lot of people in the chat, right? They know, they see what they see. I think that there's still a lot of people that are Bears fans that don't even freaking really know Mooney or don't even think that he's bringing to the table what he's bringing, man. So I think this quick release game, you start running some drags, some slants, get Mooney underneath, get Miller underneath, send Mooney deep, whatever. I think that these guys can literally take this team apart, can pull this Rams team apart, but it all starts and ends in the trenches, man. And
dude.
My problem is I don't have the confidence that we're going to have enough time to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're going to see, tomorrow night us throwing up the deep ball. I just that's not going to be there. I think you hit the nail on the head, Bobby, with the slants, the drags. I mean, let these guys use their speed. That's the thing. That's a route to me that I don't feel this offense runs enough is the drag route. I just don't think. And if you do see it, it's not for a completion. And I'm not sure why the
2 yards on a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that could be too. But, let a guy like Mooney Get it in his hands. He's a burner. Let him run away from people. Anthony Miller can do it too because he's got the speed. But somebody, I feel like, and me personally, I think it is Mooney as well. I asked that question just to kind of gauge you guys. I think it's Mooney as well. But somebody's got to step up. Somebody's got to be the difference maker because I almost feel like we're headed towards that Mitch, A-Rob, Mitch is going there all the time kind of a thing. And now Foles, I feel like, is doing the same thing.
A lot. He likes Mooney a lot.
Yep.
There was a guy in the chat earlier. I think it was King. Sorry if I butcher your name. King Rye 13. He was talking about he wants to see some Riley Ridley, and I couldn't agree more. Where's this dude at? When he was coming out, it was his brother Calvin balling out in Atlanta now, and they were saying his route running is almost on par with Calvin's. Anthony Miller, I like the guy, but he just hasn't shown me anything this year. So I would not mind seeing Ridley in that slot now. If they're seeing something in practice that I can't see, then so be it. But I'm disappointed in Anthony Miller this year. I thought he was going to have a decent year. Mooney's whooping his ass on that depth chart.
KB, let me get your thoughts on that receiver core, man.
I mean, it's what it is, man. You have your solid, clear-cut number one, and then you have the rookie that's honestly is starting to take over the number two spot. You bring in the what's my man's name? The vet, man. His name's escaping me right now.
Ted Ginn Jr.
Ted Ginn, yeah, you bring Ted Ginn in, and at first he was supposed to be the deep ball guy. You see how quick that shit went out the window.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You start watching some of these routes that Anthony Miller runs, and then you start to ask the questions of were all the rumors true about him running the wrong route and freelancing when Trubisky was quarterback? Because you're losing snaps to a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see it, man. It's a great point, KB.
So,
great point to bring up, man.
It's to be said, man. We have a lot of unknowns, to be honest, behind Allen Robinson. Darnell Mooney is quickly starting to become, to me, he's starting to solidify himself as our number two. I would love to see him getting more involved in the offense, but I mean, let's be honest, man. Truth be told, you got Anthony Miller. Like I said, we don't know what the hell's going on with him right now. You got Williams who comes in for spot cleanup. Riley Ridley's a damn near an afterthought. Ted Ginn comes in every once in a while.
What's your thoughts on Ted Ginn returning punts, man?
No. I am done with that shit in my head. That is. At one point, I thought it was a good idea, but
it looks like Jay Cutler when they told him to go out at wide receiver when they were running the Wildcat formation down there in Miami.
I'm pretty sure at this point, Ted Ginn just needs to come out there and throw his hands up like this. I'm not touching it, bro. That's not my job. I think
Ginn's thinking about his life after football. And I am not getting hurt over a punt return.
I do like Wims, though. I do like Wims. I know you touched on him. I like Wims a lot, man. I think Wims is honestly,
like Wims should be the two.
I feel like
should be the other outside wide receiver with Mooney being in the slot.
You're talking about the other outside. Yeah. I just think he's reliable, dude. He's been reliable. Even like the last couple of years, I think he's reliable. I can't think of a drop, like big time drop that he's had. I can think of some big time plays that he's made when we've needed one.
Touchdown from Foles.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, but I can't think of any we needed this and he dropped it or whatever. There might be some. I don't know. But I think Miller just splashed onto the scene, and now I don't know what happened. I just feel like, dude, I think the kid is talented. You guys know how I thought he was going to explode. I thought he was going to be doing what Mooney's doing now, but then again, Miller kind of did have the Mooney rookie season. At this point in Miller's rookie season, he had more touchdowns than Mooney has right now. I mean, granted, that offense was a little different, but Miller was the guy that we were talking about at this point that year.
It's like I said, man, it's how much of what they said last year was true. Compared to what everybody said was bullshit. Yeah. How many routes was he freelancing? Because remember, they crucified Trubisky because he's always open. But we're not hearing those same things now that Foles is the quarterback. But we also see that Mooney is taking plays from this man. Yeah. That's just me. And I love Anthony Miller.
I like that comment there, Factor.
Yeah.
I agree, man. I do. I agree. And I seen one earlier, and I did kind of hear this, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And I think I heard it on a podcast, on one of the Bears ones. But somebody had commented earlier that they believe that, or they were told that there was a falling out between Nagy and Ridley when Nagy was trying to correct his route running in practice one day. And Ridley mouthed back and was like, no, that's not the play. The play's supposed to be like this. Like, this is what it says here or whatever. And there was they literally were yelling at each other at practice. I think Johns or somebody reported it. I forget who did, but that there was a falling out between those two. And now it's more of a bitterness and I'll show you type thing than it is hey, this kid's got talent. Let's, bygones get him on the field. Man. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. I had heard it somewhere before. I didn't remember where, but somebody just said it in our chat here a little while ago. So who knows, man? Maybe that is a thing, or maybe the kid's really running routes bad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
I don't know.
Like man. I said when I was going over it, they're seeing him in college, or they're seeing him in practice every day, and I'm not. So
yeah, you just said, look at his brother. Come on, man. Didn't we try that with Khalil Mack's little brother already?
I don't know, dude. I mean, I think that's a different degree, though.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack's brother is an undrafted free agent who's been playing football for a couple years.
No, agree. I mean, I want the best out of the kid too. I just if it is a thing where the coach is holding them back, because look, I'm not going to get into. I mean, you guys know I coached football for years, man, almost 13 years, right? Yep. I've had kids yell. Kids get away with that shit at home sometimes, and I get it. This is a grown man, whatever. But I've had kids yell. I've had kids fight with coaches. And it's a teaching moment, man. If you're the coach and you start fighting back with a kid, what the hell are you doing? Where does that put you? That's the time to not pump the damn brakes, slam on the damn brakes, bring that kid to the side and sit down and have a little chat. If a coach is screaming at a player and the player is screaming back on the coach and this thing continues for more than one exchange on the field, there's definitely something wrong. And if the coach actually holds a grudge against that player because of it, there's absolutely something that needs to be looked at or whatever. But I don't know what was said, and it's just something I had heard before and I had seen it earlier. All right, so Mooney, A-Rob, Miller, Wims, Ridley, right? We got these guys.
Ridley ain't even dressing though. Ted Ginn is getting the snaps over Ridley, man.
I know. So we got all these guys, right? And we're still the only one that we're day in, day out, besides A-Rob, because I think we just kind of figure him all reliable, is that we're talking about is Mooney. So Rams defense, who are they targeting? Who do you go to? Who's the guy that you try to get going in this game and try to move this ball downfield?
I mean, I'm still going at A-Rob. I mean, you want reliable, that's the guy to go to. And now here's the thing the only thing I question about our offense and Coach Nagy is, are you scheming to go against the defense you're facing, or are you scheming to get your guys open and allowing them to make plays? And I always feel like with Nagy, they're not looking at themselves and worrying about how I can get a guy open. They're looking at the team they're playing and what they've done to shut down other receivers. it don't matter. If you've got a great scheme coach, guys are going to get open. And to me, I think Allen Robinson is one of those guys that can get himself open. I mean, you saw it on that play last week against Carolina on 3rd and 7. Allen finds a spot in the zone. We asked him about it earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Multiple times last week, he found spots in the zone. He just sat there. And Foles was like, oh, come on. That's what Allen Robinson can bring to you, along with those tough catches where he's getting bodied. So to me, he still has to be your guy. And if they're doing a really good job on him, look to your tight end. Look to your backs out of the backfield. Let's get Cordero Patterson involved.
Yeah.
And try, I think I don't want to say he's a gimmick guy, but he can do stuff more than just run the football out of the backfield. He can catch the ball as well. I mean, I think back to that Dallas game last year where he caught that screen and broke 3 or 4 tackles and made dudes miss and picked up some. We haven't seen that opportunity for him yet this year.
Yeah.
So I think it's got to start with A-Rob, but other guys are going to have to step up tomorrow night. And I think it's got to be Patterson. I think it's got to be Mooney. And if Old says, if Cole Komet's the guy, let's get him the ball, man. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, agree, man. Hey, if you're in the chat and you got any bold predictions, score predictions, send them our way. Let us know what you got. Give me some score predictions. Give me a bold prediction here and there. And let's see what you guys think. We're gonna kick this thing around the room to the guys here. We're gonna get a bold prediction and a score prediction. See what they got. See how big these nuts are. These properly shaved nuts, because they're using Manscaped with barroom code barroom20 on 20% off and free shipping. And and we're gonna see exactly who these guys are going for. So let me start this thing with the bearded Bears fan, with Mr. Aaron Current. AC, let me get a score prediction and a bold prediction. Send it.
This one's tough for me because I really struggled throughout the week trying to figure how this is going to work out. But screw it, I'm going with it. My bold prediction is the Bears defense get 2 pick sixes, and that is the only touchdown scored by the Bears this weekend. The Bears win 20-13, so they get those. Eddie Jackson gets a pick 6, and our boy Kyle Fuller takes one back to the house. And then you get 2 Cairo Santos field goals and come home with the dub.
I'll take that. That's a specific ass bold prediction, but I'll take it, man. I mean, if we're going big over here, we're going big. This is the way we're doing it. KB down there looks shocked. So let's come over to Mr. RKB, Mr. Kirkland Billings. Give me a score prediction. Give me a bold prediction. What do you got for this game, man? What do you see?
You hurt my heart, man. Oh, God. Okay, yeah. My bold prediction. And you know what? My bold prediction kind of goes in line with what you're saying. I was gonna say, man, I feel like the defense flusters them like they always do, man. I said we get to them. I say 5 sacks total. I'm not gonna say from who. I feel like he throws 2 interceptions. I'm praying that one of those is to my guy Jalen Johnson, and the other one to be to either Eddie or Kyle Fuller. I'm going 27-13, Bears, of course. But that's my bold prediction, man. Defense comes to play and they bust their ass again.
All right. So we're coming over to you, Mr. Badge of Honor. Give me your bold prediction, score prediction,
man. Normally I'm prepared for this shit, man. Normally I write this down. I said to you guys just before we went on, I'm like, shit, I forgot my bold prediction, my score prediction. So
wing it.
I'm gonna wing it, man. My bold prediction is that Nick Foles will not only throw for 2 touchdowns, he will also have a 10-yard rushing touchdown in this ball game. Old big dick, slick dick Nick rushing for 10 yards. And so he will account for 3 Chicago Bears touchdowns. And the score prediction, my Bears come out on top 24-21 with I'm going to give you 2 bold predictions.
Give me
Cairo Santos with a 54-yard field goal, with the Rams getting the football back and a chance to win the game, but the defense shuts them down, and the Bears win
THC.
24-21.
I'll take it. I will take it. We got some score predictions in the chat. Bold prediction first. Christian Solid says, bold prediction, Montgomery runs 100-plus rushing yards. Bears win 23-21. Score prediction, Doc Smith, I think it was Doc Smith, says that it's going to be Bears. Oh, no, it was Jay Bonds. Bears 17, Rams 13. You can post up some of those and get them going through there. Mike Iverson says Bears 24, Rams 20. I'm going with Bears 24, Rams 13. I think it's finally gonna be more than a 17-point game scored. And my bold prediction, Bears 2 rushing touchdowns. I know they haven't had many this year, but I'm going 2 in this game. I'm going Cairo, of course. We're gonna go to Santos, right? So 2 field goals and that's it. Or no, let's go 2 rushing touchdowns. Let's go a defensive touchdown, and we'll keep Cairo to 1 foot. To a 1-footer, and he'll get his field goal. 24-13 Bears. I think that this one is no shit. I won't say an offensive explosion, but I'll say that it looks clean and it looks good throughout. I think this game is going to be a game where we try to control the clock and we actually try to do it, and we try to do it against this defense. And it's going to be tough. There's going to be a lot of shit, but either way, I'm thinking that we control the clock, we control the time of possession. We get 2 rushing touchdowns in there. We get another touchdown somewhere, and then Cairo goes ahead and kicks a field goal in there. I think that this is easily a team that we can beat. I don't think that this team has faced a team that has as much grit or has as much passion to play the game this year. I know that they played the Bills, and I know that they played the Niners. Everybody else they played, they're the NFC East. They're not some of those teams have already laid down and gave up.
The Washington football team has more wins than team names.
Yeah. So I just don't think that it's all that it's cracked up to be. I think that if we go in here and beat them, and that's going to be talked about a lot more about these teams that the Rams have actually beat. And I think that we stay on the bottom side of this. But either way, I'm not really too concerned about that. I know it's a big primetime game. I know it's Monday night. And I think Mac and these guys come to play, man. And we see some picks, and we see a lot of big hits, and that's what I'm here for. Let's kick this thing around the room. Let's go to shout outs real quick. I know we haven't done shout outs in a few weeks. Badge, you want to start us off with shout outs for our Monday guest?
Yeah, man. Obviously, Allen Robinson and the Within Reach Foundation, and Bobby, your boy, with the $7,500 donation to the Allen Robinson Within Reach Foundation as well. Yeah. Live on the show, made it happen, man. A-Rob, they had a phenomenal night. They raised over $100,000 at a night within reach. Allen contributed $40,000 as well of his own money. So a spectacular event was had Monday night. If you weren't able to join, they had a live broadcast of the event on Twitter. I was actually able to watch the entire event. Bobby was in it as well. Yeah. It was cool, man. They had, they had the receiver group join, and they were breaking each other's balls and shit, man. It was pretty dope, man. Huge shout out, man. Huge shout out to them.
Sorry, man. That first question, we can't let it go untold. That first question, and then we'll get back to shout outs. So all the receivers are in the room, right? They're all on this big Zoom call. And the host turns and says, hey, so question for you guys. Who in this room has the best hands? And all of them are like, I do. And and A-Rob turns around and says, well, I mean, I know I got the best hands, but I wouldn't expect them to think anything less. I mean, they're all here, right? And so it was cool, man. I thought it was a good little spot for them to all kind of chip in. Go ahead, sorry, man.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. I think it was good to, expand on it. Eldo Gandia, we can't thank you enough, man, for allowing us to come on here and do this. Jamie Dragani, the ball girl. Yo, if you got kids in sports, you're looking for a ball for your kid for whatever sport they play, man, hit up Jamie. We love Jamie to death. We can't thank her enough. We're thinking about her and her family tonight, and just sending our love down to them tonight as well. And my guys, man, we do this show every week, putting in the time, the research, the effort. Man, I love chopping it up with you guys week over week, man. You're my boys for life, man.
You're my boy, Blue. Man. AC, any shout outs? Anything you want to say, man?
Well, I want to shout out our guest we had on earlier, John. He was crazy, brought the energy, had me pumped, ready to run through this freaking concrete wall behind me. And I love that guy. I love those type of people who are they just ooze energy. You know what I'm saying? And I want to give a special shout out to one of my boys that I was in Korea with. Bobby, you talked about in Japan, waking up with Bears fans, watching Bears games. Me and my boy, Nicholas Robinson, Chef Rob out there in Chicago. He's going through culinary school right now and stuff. And we used to wake up in Korea at like 3 a.m. to watch the Bears game. We'd hook it up with some breakfast foods and stuff. Yeah. And I connected with him on Snapchat a couple weeks ago and told him about the podcast. He was like, yeah, man, I check it out, and I like your show. And I was like, that's awesome, dude. I got to give you a shout out for that. I didn't even know if he listened or not. So shout out to Chef Rob out there in Chicago putting it down. And shout out to everybody that stayed in the chat room with us all night for this special edition of the Barfly Tailgate Show.
Yeah, definitely, man. Appreciate all you guys in the chat room. KB, what you got, man? Any shouts?
Hey, man, shout out to all the fans, man, that listen to us. 4 crazy ass dudes get on here and talk crap about football like we know we're paid analysts or something.
Analysts.
Shout out to my boys, man. They get on here and do this, man. They've been holding it down when your boy went on here, man. And new career takes its toll on you after 24 hours, man. You come in and first thing you want to do is just sleep. So. Hey, man, so shout out to y'all for holding it down, man. Shout out to the barkeep for, like I said, man, letting us do the things we do, man, having the fun we have, man. Without Aldo, man, none of this shit's possible. Yeah. So, like I said, man, shout out to God, man. Life is good right now, you know what I'm saying? Life is good.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm going to wrap this thing up. A shout out to Mr. John Maris. Thank you for coming on tonight, man. Your excitement, energy is freaking awesome, dude. For all you, but Chicago fans who are actually White Sox fans also, John's part of the 108, and man, he's part of that hashtag 108, and he's always down there with those dudes too. So there's some crazy videos out there with him too. So shout out to the 108 crew. Shout out to Jamie Dragani, the ball girl. She's gonna be joining us soon. Jamie, all prayers over to you, and hope everything's good. Shout out to Mr. Sam Acho. I finished your book. I finished the Let the World See You book yesterday. It's a dope book, man. It's good. Like the way that this dude just lets the curtain down and is just authentic and real. If you haven't had a chance to read it yet, go pick it up, scoop it up, give it a read. It's really keeps you going, man. It's hard to put down. Shout out to Mr. Mike Kaser, as Batch had mentioned earlier. He's my boy from Chicago, lifelong friend. He donated $7,500 to the Allen Robinson Within Reach Foundation on the show. Just a great stand-up dude, man. And his company, Accelerate Mortgage, is there in the Chicagoland area. It's all over the place. They're licensed in, I'm just taking a guess, but I know it's close to it, like 46 states. So look up Accelerate Mortgage, check it out, and see if they can help you. Let them know the Barfly Tailgate Show sent you. Maybe catch a little discount here or there. And otherwise, everybody in the chat, we appreciate you guys joining us. Thanks for coming out today, and we'll end this thing with a fat ass bear down.
Bear down.
Bear down.